Anders Carlson has this teed up, ready to get started.
And off we go from Nashville.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
Club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's that made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of hitters doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. The whole club. Clown way too white to be shooting in the eyes. I'm sleeping good at night, see the door don't got no locks. To be spiteful, she best friends with the ops. And you need better stocks. Standing on my money, dog. Please don't get involved. Ain't nobody running off, rules to the basics. I can't be no.
The NFL on EA Sports is in the great state of Tennessee at Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Tennessee Titans. A lot has changed since these two met in Super Bowl 34, and off we go between the Rams and Titans. From the end zone, here's Julius Chestnut. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he will have a Titans first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. From the 50, it's Tannehill. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Tannehill throwing again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Rolling to his right. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the Titans' 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 4. Now Stafford, he's going to change things up. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. We've seen that before. Jeffrey Simmons making a stop behind the line.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. On the counter, this is Akers. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
But you've got to give situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Stafford. Pass complete to Akers on the out route. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
Tannehill.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Now it's Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again is Tannehill.
He gets this one to Burks.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
On 1st down, Tannehill.
That'll be complete to Okonkwo.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
A 1st down carry for Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Tannehill. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Now Tannehill. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Badgley's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Going right back to Akers.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Stafford. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. That sack by the DN, Danico Autry.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams.
He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. This will be fielded at the 17.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And it'll be Titan football.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Boy, 30 more yards and another 1st down.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Tannehill now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tannehill. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Titans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Stafford going to give this to Akers. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 50, it's Stafford. That'll be caught by Kupp. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford.
On the move to his left.
And this one too low.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1.
He'll dump this off to Akers.
So he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that gets them back within a single point. It's now 10-9.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
They're on the 17-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Tannehill.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's complete to Hopkins. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
A 3rd quarter now, at a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And brought in downfield by Burks. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 21. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. This is caught. They go right.
To himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. So second and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. He's going to get it again. And this time he is in. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown of the night. And the Titans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Rams take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Stafford. Throws left side. Atwell's got it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Stafford. Buying time to his left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, Maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Stafford. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Cam Akers, 43 yards. And the Rams have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
That keeps the score Titans 17, Rams 15.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ernest Jones. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Rams have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 5. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
First and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. 23 yards on the play.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Tannehill's throw is on target to Burks. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we got a one-score game. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. First and 10 here. On first down, Tannehill. Over the middle into the hands of Burks.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
This is first and 10. Henry out of the pistol. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. They'll come up now on second down. And Tannehill changing the look. Now Tannehill. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And it's a Titans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Titans answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll come up first and 10 here. Stafford. Open man right side is Cup, complete. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. Now it's Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And this will be caught at the 30. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's first and 10. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. A give up the middle to Akers. And he is going to have a Rams first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Akers. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Here comes 2nd down. And now he stops it with a spike at 8 seconds. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. He's hit 3 times already, and this for the win. And his kick is indeed good, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So there was a little meat on that bone, a little more than a chip shot considering the circumstances, but he's able to bang it home in what should be the game winner.
And the key was getting him into a good position to kick from. I mean, if that's a 52-yarder, you're going to have some anxious moments, but kickers nowadays, you give them anything under 40, and they're automatic.
Here's 1st down. One last throw here for Tannehill. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And